Hello, today we are going to be looking at the first stage of creating a Python script for a fictional teacher feedback system. So this is the problem we have been given. We are creating a Python script that asks the user to enter a letter based on a subject, and then is going to be allow data to be inputted for the student's name, student year group and student feedback, or displaying all the information that's been stored. Now this program is going to be developed over a series of videos, so we're going to look at the basics to begin with and take it on from there. So you can see already I have got some pre-generated code here where we've got a selection of print statements which will simply print off this statement here, and then we've got a variable here called option, and what option will contain is the value which gets entered in when the user inputs. At which point we've got a series of if statements here which will create different variables called stud name, stud ugroup and stud comment, and will take onto account what gets put in. So if we have a look at it to begin with, we can say we're going to enter a comment for maths, and we're going to say the student's name is Bob, who is in year 8, and the student's comment is Bob needs to do more homework. But at the moment it doesn't do anything. So first thing we're going to do is create a series of lists, and all that is going to be writing what the list is going to be called, so in this case English, and then we're going to be using square brackets. And what this means is that we can use this list English and we can put different bits of information in. So we're going to create one called maths, we're going to create one called science, you've guessed it, we're going to create one called computing as well. We've got A for all here, but we're not going to create a list for that, and you'll see why in a future video. So then what we're going to do, we want to put this information into the list. So for example, we are going to go English dot append stud name. Then what this is going to do is it's going to take the list called English and it's going to append, it's going to add to it this variable here stud name. So whatever gets input here, it will be put into the English array. And so if we just have a look at English dot append brackets stud year group, and then finally English dot append stud comment. So then what should happen now when we run it is that there's the list's being created in the background, we can't see it, and what we're going to do, we're going to do E for English, and we're going to say Bob, he's in year 8, and you guessed it, Bob needs to do more homework. It's been added to the list, but we can't actually see it. So then all we're going to do is print English. So then we can say E for English, Bob 8, Bob needs to do more homework. And then it prints off what's been added to the list here. So we can see Bob, we can see 8, Bob needs to do homework. So then all that needs to happen is this similar setup that we've got here gets added into these sections here. In future videos we'll be looking at how we can do things with different lists, looking at functions, and how can we incorporate other programming techniques. I hope this has been useful for you.